guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Stels. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about an important factor of relocating to Canada. What kind of house should you rent when you get to Canada? Like, it's very, very important because you need to know the budget, you need to know what comes with those kind of apartments, and what you'll be getting in short. So we're going to look at apartments versus townhouses. Like, which one is better? Should you get an apartment or should you get a townhouse? I will put a picture side by side so you know which one is a townhouse and which one is an apartment. Now, if you live in places like Gowon Estate in Nigeria, places like Festag, places like Iba Housing Estate, those kind of houses are what we call apartments here in Canada. I know when you're renting a house in Nigeria, I say, they find 2-bedroom flat apartments. It's different from what we're looking at as apartments here in Canada. So those kind of high-rise buildings are what we look at as apartments here in Canada. Then if you're in places like Iba Housing Estate as well, or Festac, you see there's some other single or detached duplexes that we also call townhouses here in Canada. So what's the difference? Like, why do people prefer to stay in certain places? Now, when I got here, I stayed in a basement in a townhouse, but now I stay in a townhouse. You know, we moved out of the basement. So I want to tell you what I enjoy and what I dislike about the townhouse. So we'll first of all start with Steve, because everywhere, look at my background, it's snowing, right? We're going to start with the snow first. So if you stay in a townhouse, your driveway is going to be filled with snow. The government, yes, they have this government trucks. Is it truck? I don't know if the vehicle that comes to push to pack snow. But if you're living in a townhouse, they will not pack snow in your driveway. They will only pack the main road and leave your driveway. So if you're going to walk, you have to wake up early and check your driveway and see if there is snow there and clear it and factor in that time so that you don't go late to work. But if you're living in an apartment, it's if it's not an underground, obviously if it's an underground parking spot, the snow will not touch your car first of all. Then the driveway is already cleared by the government, as in the outside of the apartment is already cleared by the government. So you're good to go. You're nothing like you parking your snow in your driveway. So like where I'm staying now, let me show you an example of an apartment. You see those buildings, those kind of buildings behind me, those are the kind of buildings you call an apartment, right? Okay, so point number 2, mine doesn't have a garage, but some detached townhouses have garages. So there's nothing like you're cleaning your vehicle of snow in the morning. Your vehicle is in the garage, so you just have to drive out, and some garages have heater in it, so good and thumbs up for you. While some apartments, a lot of apartments do not have underground. So all those apartments that have underground parking or a particular designated place to park that is roofed, most times they are quite pricey. You know, a lot of, like, if you see this apartment behind me now, you see a lot of cars parked outside because it doesn't have an underground or a designated roofed parking spot. So that's for the parking. Secondly, amenities. A lot of, I won't say a lot, but some apartments have like gym, they have gymnasiums, they also have swimming pool. Yeah, they have those. You know, like in my townhouse, we have a park where kids can come out and play. They have swings and all. I think it's equal when it comes to parks, because this apartment I'm staying behind it, there's a park as well which kids can come out to play. They have swings and all of that. And in my townhouse, in my area, there's only like townhouses there, and they also have a park where kids can come out to play. So I don't think I think in that regard it's okay. Then for gymnasiums, whatever, gym, except you want to have your own mini gym, like you turn your basement into a gym and buy equipment and put there, ain't no landlord gonna give you a gym in a townhouse. But in apartments, most times they have, okay, not most times, sometimes it's not all apartments that have gym. So some apartments do have a gym. Then also in my townhouse, we have a swimming pool at the back, is a central swimming pool. You know, some apartments, some high class apartments have indoor swimming pool. So thumbs up to you if you want to look for such. There's no townhouse that has indoor swimming pool except maybe you're getting a townhouse with a jacuzzi. But my townhouse, we have an outdoor swimming pool, and it's just behind all the townhouses. So I don't know how to swim again. So not as if I knew how to swim before. But I used to walk on water. Okay. When it comes to noise, some apartments, I don't know if they have insulated walls, but I realize when I stay in my house, I don't hear my neighbors. That means our walls are insulated, they are soundproof. But apartments, I don't think so. So if you have, especially if you have neighbors with kids, oh my goodness, if you have neighbors with kids, it's a something. Because if they are up, if you're unfortunate and they are living on top of you, you're gonna hear a lot of noise, because the floors in Canada, the houses are built with wood, so the floors are wooden, and the walls are very thin. That's why you cannot necessarily gossip like that, because they will be hearing you. Or when you're in the other room, you have to reduce your voice. If not, they will be hearing you. So that is the slight difference between an apartment and a townhouse. Especially when you're staying in a detached townhouse, you don't even have any noise. Like in my place now, it's not a detached townhouse, but I still don't hear any. My neighbor has a kid, and I still don't hear his tantrums, and I'm sure she doesn't hear my kids' tantrums as well. Okay, so that's for noise. Then I want to also talk about balconies. A lot of townhouses don't have balconies, guys. You are the kind of person that just like to come out of your house and see the sunset or see the moonrise, or I don't even know what to call it. You might just be peeping through your window to see that happen. But a lot of apartments have bungalows. Is it bungalows? Balconies. Stella. A lot of apartments have balconies that you can just come out and look around and all of that, which is very cool. I actually like balconies. Because sometimes it just feels like you want to go outside and get fresh air. Oh my. Then another thing about townhouses is the space. A lot of townhouses, the spaces are much bigger than apartments. Like the living room, the room size, square feet now of the room is actually bigger than apartments. Apartments, because it's units of houses, units of flats, so they are all squished together. Their rooms are small. Their kitchen, the kitchen is small. Their kitchen is very small. The rooms are small. The parlor is small. So if you're the kind of person like me that likes space, you definitely want to go for a townhouse. Then when it comes to pricing, you cannot even compare the price of a townhouse to an apartment, guys. Apartment, even if it's a two bedroom, apartments are always cheaper than townhouses. But also, like I said, there are some classy apartments. There was one I went to in Kitchener. They have, I'll still come to amenities. I'll still come to what I want to say, but it's very, very classy. Like from the driveway, everything, they have underground parking, they have a pool, they have a gym. So that apartment is going to be more expensive than a townhouse, because even the building, the entrance, the door, everything is classy 101. So another thing I want to talk about is like living common room. Apartments, they have common room. Townhouses don't have common room. I've never seen a townhouse with a common room, like a mini parlor before you go to the main parlor. I'm getting too cold. Let me round up this video. Okay, so apartments, most times, not most times, sometimes, not all apartments anyways, some very classy apartments have like a general common room, where if you don't want to take your visitor to your upstairs, like you just want to receive something, or you just want to talk to somebody and you invite the person to your house, they have like a sitting area that you can just talk to the person. Like when I went to go and pick up I ordered for goat meat, so when I went to go and pick it up, I didn't even see how the lady's parlor looks like. I just stayed in the common room and she brought it down to me, which I feel like sometimes is good to actually give yourself some form of privacy for people that you don't really know, because obviously she doesn't really know me. Okay, then also if you're like selling things online and you also put like pickup, you don't want people to come into your house directly, or give them your particular house number to come up and meet you. They'll just stay in the common room and you come meet them there, which I feel is actually good for you. The cost of utilities is actually cheaper in an apartment compared to a townhouse. Like when my friend told me how much she pays in utilities, like I was stunned. I was amazed that what? It's almost half of what I pay, is less than half of what I pay in a townhouse. Because in a townhouse, you're possibly hitting multiple levels. If you have the ground floor, the basement, and the top floor, you're hitting multiple places and levels. And aside from that, it is the biggest space, you know. So most times the utilities in a townhouse, the cost is more expensive than the apartment. If you're someone that likes to like mingle, you don't like to stay by yourself, you will be depressed if you stay by yourself. I would advise you stay in an apartment, because there's a likelihood that you will meet one or two of your neighbors, right? You might not directly like knock their door and go to them, but probably when you're going to the gym, you meet somebody. When you're going to the pool, you meet somebody. When you're coming out of your apartment, maybe someone else is coming out from his or her own apartment. So there's a likelihood that you meet somebody. Unlike when you're living in a townhouse. Like when you're living in a townhouse, guy, before you can even say hi to your neighbor, because your neighbor is just opening his door, locking his door, entering into her car or his car, that's it. You know, I have some neighbors that I don't even know their names. Like, I was very particular about the one close to me. That's how I'm able to know her name and her son's name, her kid's name, and I can actually relate with her. But you see the other ones, I don't know. Sometimes I'll even see a black person coming out from that house. I'll see a white person. I don't even know who owns the house or who is the neighbor, or you know, this kind of situation whereby in Nigeria you know everybody that is in your compound. You know them by their names. You know their kids' names. It's not the same here in Canada. So in an apartment, you might have a big chance of meeting people compared to a townhouse. You know, for example, like school, when you're going to drop your kids off at the bus stop for them to take the school bus, you might be coming out together with somebody, and before you know, you make friends with the person. So for that, apartments have it. All right, guys, if you have more, if you're based in Canada, please put some more of this in the comment section below so that every other person can get to know. These are the ones that I could think from the top of my head. If you have more, feel free to put them in the comment section below. Thank you so much again. I remain your girl Stels. Bye bye.